Good morning to everyone. This is Liz Jennings, Employer Engagement Specialist with CareerForce. We're here today for the virtual career fair for Monday, August 17th, 2020. It's just about 10:30, so we're going to get started. But before we do that, I have posted in the Q&A section an attendance form, a link to a form where you can just put your first, last name, zip code, and tell me your status, whether you're employed or unemployed, looking for a job change, or if you're a workforce or a job counselor colleague. Let me know if you're on the call too. That really helps. So fill that out. If that form doesn't work for you for whatever reason, you certainly can put your name in the Q&A. We won't publish it live, but I'll be able to capture that information in the chat area. So we're so happy to have everyone here. Before we get started, the housekeeping details are that you can ask questions by typing them in the Q&A area. And turn on subtitles, if you wish, in either English, Arabic, Spanish, Swahili, or Thai. You do that by pressing the CC button at the bottom of your screen and then going to the gear wheel and choosing your language. And once again, sign in the attendance form in the Q&A. I'm so happy to welcome two of my colleagues within CareerForce to help me today. I have Pamela Evans from CareerForce Brainerd. She's in the Vocational Rehabilitation Services Division of DEED, and my coworker Chet Bodine, who is a workforce strategy consultant within DEED and does a lot of work with services to employers. They're going to be helping me behind the scenes and making this a successful event. Today, the companies that we have joining us are U.S. Bank, Minnesota Judicial Branch, Unison Comfort, Wells Fargo, and DecoPac in Anoka. I'd like to welcome first up Anita Bright and Melissa Cole of U.S. Bank to get us started this morning. Welcome, Anita and Melissa.
Thank you very much. We're glad to be here.
Yeah, we're very excited. So I am Melissa Cole, and I'm going to kick us off with some information. So on our next slide, a statement here outlines the goal for U.S. Bank that is really important to us. We are, with this company, really encouraged to have a lot of community involvement, like volunteering, and really focus on making a difference where we live and where we work within those communities. On our next slide, I'll share some facts with you about our company. So we are the 5th largest commercial bank with just over 70,000 employees and about 18 million customers. We were established in 1863 and our headquarters is in Minneapolis. And as of March 31st of this year, we have $543 billion in assets as a company. On our next slide, you can see a little bit more about U.S. Bank in detail from our Q1 results. So in the first quarter of this year, we had $1.17 billion in net income and an efficiency ratio of 58%. We really focus on driving a one U.S. Bank mentality, and what that lets us do is really focus on being the most trusted choice for our clients. Now, when you think about U.S. Bank, what you probably think of is this picture here, our retail branches. So on our next slide, we'll be able to tell you a little bit more about what we also do. So in addition to our large retail banking footprint, we also have a variety of other lines of businesses, which you can see here on this slide, such as our law division, corporate finance, wealth management and investment services, and also payment services. On the next slide, I will talk a bit more about Minnesota specifically. So U.S. Bank focuses a lot, as I mentioned, on being invested in our communities with volunteering, and we really truly are more than just a banking partner in our markets that we're in. In Minnesota specifically, we have almost 14,000 employees that support over 1 million customers. And as a company, we've invested 151,000 volunteer hours. Anita and I are both very proud to work for U.S. Bank because of the core values of the company, but don't just take our word for it. So below here on this slide are some of the awards that U.S. Bank has received, such as World's Most Ethical Company, Best Place to Work for Disability Inclusion, and a Best Employer for Diversity as well. U.S. Bank has also been recognized many times for being a great company to work for veterans and military families. You can see here on this slide a few awards that we've been given to recognize that commitment to veterans. And then in addition to supporting veterans, U.S. Bank empowers employees through business resource groups. We build communities through multicultural outreach, and we champion our customers by serving them in relevant and meaningful ways. And then I will turn it over to Anita, who will talk a little bit more about our internal experience.
Thank you, Melissa. I'm Anita Bright. I've been with U.S. Bank going on 14 years, and seeing the changes, the growth, the opportunities we have here is very exciting. So some of those opportunities and things that we do for our employees are on the next few pages. First of all, we know that we're always learning, so we have a great Learning Center. We also have many available resources such as mentoring and tuition reimbursement. We also have great benefits, including medical coverage that starts the first day of the month following your hire date. We also have wellness programs and health savings accounts. U.S. Bank pays for performance. We also have a 401k and a pension plan, along with banking discounts and perks. U.S. Bank knows that not only your work life, but also your life outside of work is important. We provide paid time off, backup child care and elder care, and great work-life balance. U.S. Bank is committed to helping communities rebuild, both through volunteer time and monetary contributions. Our employee matching gifts year over year is up 77%. We've matched nearly 2.7 million. And then U.S. Bank, during this time, has given us an additional 8 hours of paid volunteer time. That's in addition to the 2 paid volunteer days that we get each year. Let's talk about the recruiting process. Usually it could take 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes it can be less or more depending on the position and the hiring manager. Applicants apply online at usbank.com/careers. Your application then goes directly to the recruiter who conducts phone screens, get those top candidates to the hiring manager who holds interviews and then makes a decision. The recruiter makes the offer. Here are just a few ways of being prepared for all phases of your interview. Next page, please. These next 2 pages are just an example of the positions that we're currently recruiting for. You can apply online for either one of them and visit our Career Center for other open positions. There's no limit to the number of positions you can apply for. And there we go.
So Anita, thank you. Tell me a little bit more. So the 2 slides that are up, corporate income tax, state tax manager, and the mortgage loan originator. Tell me more about those positions, and are there a range of jobs like this, or what else are you hiring for?
There are mortgage. There's a lot of positions open in mortgage. Those are growth opportunities. The originator actually does a lot of sales, working with customers who are looking for mortgages. This particular one, I think, is a residential mortgage loans. So they originate. So it's really working with customers, getting out there, meeting people, and giving them what we can do for them. So this is really a very outgoing position. Other mortgage positions that we would have is loan processors. We've got the originators. We have management positions. So there's a lot of things in mortgage that we can do here. And then with the tax position, this one is a manager position. So this person will need more experience in the tax arena. the tax part of our business is a lot of detail orientation. So experience in accounting, especially the tax accounting, is really important in these positions. They're very methodical in these positions. So if you like analysis, if you like accounting, these are the types of positions that you would be interested in.
Good. And before we go to all of the questions that are coming in the Q&A, what are your locations? You know, where do you really hire for in Minnesota?
Well, Minneapolis is, of course, our headquarters. So a lot of our people sit there. They're in Nicollet Mall. They're in the plaza. We also have our payroll department that's in Robbinsdale. We also have Richfield. So those are areas that we recruit for the most. And with our corporate in Minneapolis, we have HR, law, we have the branch there, we have accountants, we have portfolio managers, just anything that you can think of, we have downtown.
Sure. Good, thank you. Pam, I know lots of questions are coming in. What are some of the questions there?
Yes, thank you, Liz. A lot of common theme. People are inquiring if there are remote positions available just due to the virus right now. And if work is on site, what are you doing to keep people safe in the workplace?
That's a great question. And Melissa, step in anytime you want. So, but what we're doing now is out of our 70,000 employees, about 50,000 are working from home right now. So we're making it work, and it's working well. Those positions that have to sit in the office, we're following safety protocol, social distancing, whatever we need to do to keep our employees safe.
Good. What else?
Yes, I have another question about training for new employees. Like if someone was more experienced in a different industry, do you have a training program to help them transition into some of these positions that might on the posting requires very specific experience?
We do. We do have onboarding processes. We have training. We have on the computer training. We have in-person training if that's safe to do. So we do onboard well. And then what we do is if the person is interested in other areas of the bank, we have a large learning center so they can also start learning about other lines of business. But we also have a mentor program. So if someone really wants to learn more about their job or about another part of the bank, they can ask for a mentor. I am a mentor for recruiting and HR, so I know the type of individuals that want to grow or what they're looking for. I really enjoy it, and we have a lot of great mentors within the bank.
Good. One last question I noticed from a couple of people, and this is often I hear it with other larger corporations. They'll maybe apply, but then never ever hear anything. Is there a way to get in connection with at least one of you to ask, you know, about their status or, you know, like get feedback about why their application hasn't progressed in any of the situations?
There is a way to do that. Not only with the recruiter, if the person knows who the recruiter is, but we also have a service center, which is HR shared services. They can also call there. And then what the service center employees do is find out who the recruiter is and send a message. I've gotten messages like that if something is taking a little bit longer. But what we strive to do is keep in contact and let those that are not going forward know as quickly as we can. And then reach out to those we want to interview more.
Right. Good. Okay, thank you very much for being here today. We've got to move on. I'll ask Anita and Melissa if you're able to answer some of the questions that we haven't addressed that are in the Q&A. You can just type in the questions or type in the answers if you're able to, and that would really help all of our job seekers on the call today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
To all the job seekers out there, if you haven't already signed in on our attendance form, I've put the link back into the Q&A area. Please let me know that you are here by typing in your first and last name and zip code into my form. Meanwhile, we're going to move on. I'd like to welcome the team from the Minnesota Judicial Branch. We have Melanie Sunatazi and Sarah McDonald here. Welcome.
Thank you, Liz. So welcome everyone who's joining today. Thank you. Minnesota's courts, we have a national reputation for innovation and excellence, and our dedicated employees, they really do support the delivery of timely justice to all the people of Minnesota through their work in district courthouses and administrative offices across the state and at the Minnesota Judicial Center in downtown St. Paul. So when people think of working in the legal system, they usually think about judges and attorneys, but opportunities abound beyond the courtroom walls. So here you have myself speaking, that's Melanie, and soon we'll be hearing from Sarah. But as you see pictures of us, picture yourself working in a unique public sector environment that values you, your skills, your energy, and commitment to making a difference for your community and our state. On our next slide, you'll see what the Minnesota Judicial Center looks like. The place that I mentioned was located in downtown St. Paul. Yep, you're at the right slide. Scoot right back to the Judicial Center. I think there's a little bit of a delay. But with that said, there's a building. There's the whole state of Minnesota. That's a little bit about where we are. But who are we? We are the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, the district courts, and state court administration, which again is at the Judicial Center. We're going to back up just a step. Our mission is important, is to provide justice through a system that assures equal access for the fair and timely resolution of cases and controversies. Our vision is that the courts will be accessible, fair, consistent, responsive, all these wonderful things, free of discrimination, independent and well managed. And we are committed to providing a fair and equal access to all people. That doesn't matter what your background is. And so if you share the same commitment and desire a meaningful career serving the public and having the opportunity to make a difference for your community, consider a career with the Judicial Branch. Now a little bit more about where we are. We mentioned we're at the Judicial Center in St. Paul. But on the next slide, you'll see a map. And I'm not sure where everybody's calling in from today, but as I can imagine, across the state. So on that next slide, you'll see that there are 10 judicial districts. Those are our 87 counties across the state grouped into 10 judicial districts, which include greater Minnesota and urban and suburban environments. Sarah, want to tell us a little bit more?
Hi, yes, this is Sarah McDonald, and I'm the HR coordinator for the 6th Judicial District, which you will see kind of in the arrowhead portion there of Minnesota. So where are we located? So we're across the entire state of Minnesota, and we consist of 10 judicial districts, which are groupings of the 87 counties with the exception of the 2nd and 4th judicial districts. The 2nd Judicial District consists of Ramsey County, and the 4th Judicial District consists of Hennepin County. Whether you would like a career in northern or southern Minnesota, greater Minnesota, or in an urban or suburban area, we have a location for you. Some of our positions are remote, and given the pandemic, we're seeing more of those positions being remote because we really want to help promote the health and safety of our employees and the community.
So the next slide, we'll find out a little bit more about what we do. So if we're not just judges and attorneys, what do we do? The career opportunities in the courts are as diverse as the communities that we serve and the people we employ, such as, in the next slide, you'll see court reporters, judicial clerks, human resources, finance, information technology, and court operations. So whether you're just starting your career or are a seasoned employee seeking a new challenge, the Minnesota Judicial Branch offers you many job opportunities in which to grow, learn, and fulfill your greatest potential. The roles listed here are just a few of the possibilities. So there are many great reasons to work for the Minnesota Judicial Branch. Not only are we committed to serving and hiring a diverse community that represents the communities we serve, but also we provide our employees with a great compensation package, including a competitive salary, excellent state of Minnesota benefits such as health and dental. In addition, our employees have many development opportunities in which to grow, such as continuing education, tuition reimbursement, professional development opportunities, career advancement, and again, the opportunity to serve the public. And perks like paid time off holidays, Veterans Day, President's Day, and more. And we have a great retirement plan and pension. So for more information on the state of Minnesota benefits, you can go to the state of Minnesota benefits via Google. Now, I'm going to hand it off to Sarah to tell you about our top role. Of about 3,000 employees, we have about 1,300 court operations associates. So Sarah, what can you tell us about that role?
Yeah, in our last slide, we discussed our featured careers, and one of our most frequently posted positions is the Court Operations Associate role. The Court Operations Associates can be found working in the courtroom, at public service counters, and within an office setting. Common tasks will include administrative court case processing, engagement with the public and legal community, and clerking court. Individuals in these roles have shared that they really enjoy the variety of work and the opportunity to support a judicial system. So the Court Operations Associate position minimum qualifications have really proven accessible to candidates that have a broad range of experience and education. The minimum qualifications necessary for consideration include having a high school diploma or the equivalent and 6 months experience in an administrative or customer service field. An applicant can also meet the threshold of that minimum qualification requirement by having a combination of equivalent education and experience, such as a bachelor's degree in criminal justice or other related study. Hires in my district, the 6th district, have included individuals with strong customer service skills from past retail employment, administrative assistants from local health organizations, and graduates of paralegal certificate programs. In fact, my district, this is the 6th district, we actually currently have an opening for our Court Operations Associate right now. And what we're looking for that successful candidate, they'll work in our criminal and juvenile case types, and we're looking for people that have a technical background that fits the minimum qualifications and has that interest in the judicial branch. So when we talk about a career path for those Court Operations Associates, and that is a great place to begin in our branch, that position creates a strong foundation for many career paths within the Minnesota Judicial Branch. On our next slide, you'll see we kind of have one of our pathways, which is to advance by promotion from a court clerk to a court clerk lead worker, then to the court operations supervisor, and then you could find yourself as a court operations manager. Before my own role as a human resources coordinator, my own personal journey, I began as a court operations associate. And my experience in this role was completely invaluable, and I use those skills that I gained from that time on a regular basis. In our district, we've also had individual leverage from that original experience as a court operations associate to jobs such as the court operations business analyst, training and development specialist, and treatment court coordinators.
Great, thank you so much, Sarah. Now that you've heard a little bit about who we are, where we are, and what we do, we invite you to apply to work for us. And so for Liz, I don't know if you can share the responses with everybody. If they're seeing them as presenters, we don't get to see the same view that you all do. But take a peek at the various careers we have today by going to the www.mincourts.gov/careers page. So it should be listed on your chat, I believe now. But in this screenshot, we showed you the role that Sarah just mentioned, the Court Operations Associate position, and that's in St. Louis County in Duluth. And she's also featured here are some other roles. One just closed for the Court Operations Supervisor. That's listed here, but that was for internal 10th Judicial District employees only, and that was in the North Metro, kind of north central part of the state. But court reporters, that's something that people can learn to do or can come in with their court reporter certification to do. And so those are the people that you might see in those different court dramas on TV, just typing away and really making an accurate record of what is said in court. But you also want to know about, well, what's not listed. We have 6 positions. I mentioned that one is now closed. There's 6 positions open today, and we do have a hiring freeze. However, we are essential, and we are the court, so we have to keep working. And so I know a question came up in the chat about that. And so knowing that the positions that are here, the 6 of them, are not what's going to be there necessarily next week, next month, next year, it'll be critical to look for a career without having to go to our website all the time. So we'll show you how to receive notifications of future openings in the next slide. As it moves forward, you can see that little arrow. That's where you'd find it on the mincourts.gov page, that big arrow that says click here. What you'll see on your screen now, or in a moment, is our job interest card. And this is where we get to stay in touch, and you can receive notifications of future openings just based on your interest. So as you advance the slide, you'll see the different options. They're a little small for our screenshot here, but you can click accounting. You could click mental health. We have forensic psychologists. We have court administration. Museum, that just kind of came with our package from the NeoGov site, as we call it. We don't have any museums. But generally speaking, everything on here will connect you to receiving a notification of when that job opens up. Maybe you've applied. Maybe you apply again. We ask people keep applying because we do have a small amount of positions right now and a lot of demand because the courts is a wonderful place to be. Now, this is a very helpful tool. You won't have to keep remembering to go to our website, and you'll be one of the first to know about the openings that do happen. So if you have questions, we invite you to do that as you have in the chat, but feel free to reach us via our contact form or on our careers page. You'll see that. Also, in the next slide, we have our email address, MJC Recruiting, that's Minnesota Judicial Center, recruiting at courts.state.mn.us. So for Pam or others, let's see, it looks like they see one position open for court operating associate dues. Is that all? At this time, yes. Again, there's a hiring freeze, but also people really like their jobs. We have a very low turnover rate. So that's why it's important to get those job interest cards, to sign up for that. You sign in for that once, and you'll keep getting notifications, not spammed, but notifications on when there's future openings. Question about any Anoka County positions. At this time, no, but I have seen them, and we do have 87 counties. So at some point, it should come up. Another question says, our website has only 6 positions open throughout the state. This is the only place where openings are listed. For the judicial branch, yes, but also we're on Glassdoor. We're on LinkedIn. We're on all sorts of different sites. But this is where you want to go for our website and that job interest card to get those jobs to come to you. And someone asked,
well,
go ahead.
You know what? We really have to move along.
Okay.
But everyone can connect with you through the MJC Recruiting at courts.state.mn.us. And, you can feel free to send responses to some of the other questions through the Q&A area. So I'm so happy to have you. Yeah, I learned some things about our judicial branch, too, that I didn't know about. So I'm so glad to have had you.
Thank you, Liz.
Thanks. I'm happy to welcome Lauren Jopp from Unison Comfort Technologies in Minneapolis. Lauren, hello.
Hi, Liz. Thank you. Like Liz had said, I am from Unison Comfort Technologies, and we are located about a mile north of downtown Minneapolis. Next slide, please. And what we do at Unison is we are a commercial HVAC manufacturer. So as a commercial HVAC manufacturer, it is our mission to be the market leader in the development, manufacturing, and worldwide sales of quality air moving and control equipment while keeping a total commitment to customer service. So that's not only our external customers, which we always want to make sure are being taken care of, but that is also for our internal customers too, our team members. It is huge that we take care of our team members and we make sure that each and every one of our team members feels a part of the team and that they have the opportunity to grow, develop, and give back to their communities that they live in on a daily basis. So with that being said, we do have 6 different values that we live by as a company on a day-to-day basis here at Unison and the Greenheck Group. Up on the screen, those values that are listed out, I think a great word to capture all of them are that we care about our community. It is very important that we are constantly investing in our team members and the communities that we live and work in on a daily basis, and that we're making a difference in those. So when you apply for a job and you are hired on at Unison, you will have endless opportunities to get involved one way or another within whether that's the Minneapolis community or the community that you personally live in. So we do different events all throughout the year, fundraising events, donation events. We partner with Feed My Starving Children and different local high schools, middle schools, even elementary schools throughout the area to bring awareness to the manufacturing industry. So with that being said, I'm going to switch gears just a little bit here and give you some background information about our company itself. So we started in 1947 as a privately held company by two brothers, and today we are still a privately held company. We have about 4,000 employees. We're just under that number, so we're very excited to get to that mark with all the new team members that we are bringing on board. And we are across 7 different states and 3 countries currently. So we are growing as a company during these unique times. Like I said earlier, it is our mission to be the market leader in the manufacturing industry. So that is one of our main goals and main focus right now. As some areas are slowing down, we are definitely full speed ahead, and we are trying to develop and grow our team members and bring on new team members too to help us gain that market share there. With our locations, what team members can do is we offer full-time positions in all of our locations. Unfortunately, we don't have any part-time positions, but you can start off in the Minneapolis area, and then if you do ever have something come up in your personal life and you need to move to another location, we have campuses in the 7 different states that are up here. So there's some that are close, like in Wisconsin, and then there's others that are a little bit further out, such as California, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Kentucky, or North Carolina. So those are all options available to team members, but currently we are mainly focusing on our Minneapolis facility here. Now, I've talked a lot about our company and how we've gotten started here. I do want to let you know what we mainly focus on in our facility here in Minneapolis. So the product line that we focus on are commercial HVAC rooftop units. So these units can be the size of kind of like a moving box all the way up to the size of a small house. We have 2 different business units under the Unison name called Innovant and Valant, and the big difference between the 2 of them is Innovant is completely customizable, where Valant is more of our standard product line. So if a customer says that they want a hot pink unit with lime green stripes on it and all the widgets and gadgets that are possible, that's going to be more for our Innovant team members. Where Valant, they will have a customer pick from 4 different standard product lines and build that product from the ground up. So with these, we are looking for assemblers, refrigeration, material handlers, any of those positions to help us build these units. And on the slide here, these are the different industries that you will see these units on. So a lot of these are in hospitality, such as malls, water parks, casinos, or even schools and universities, so high schools, colleges, elementary schools, anything along those lines. Because we are growing as a company, we do have multiple positions available. I kind of alluded to this in the previous slide here, but we are mainly looking for our entry-level positions that are starting out at $16.40 an hour. And then we do have a second and third shift differential. So you can start out in our entry-level positions, and due to us being a union shop, we do have the opportunity for all team members to sign our internal postings before we start recruiting externally. So you can start as a component assembler or assembler and then move into other roles. So we've had team members start out in those exact same roles, and they've moved around a couple of times, and now they're in the electrical, even the advanced electrical, and even the maintenance role. So there is a lot of room for growth and potential to develop because it is our main focus to make sure that our team members are provided the training and have the opportunity to take part in different trainings or learning opportunities that they wish to do so. So with our 3 different shifts, we do operate Sunday through Friday, and the first and second shift will run Monday through Friday with the hours of 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on first shift and 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. on second shift. And then third shift would run Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So we do have different shift options available for all team members to kind of figure out what fits your personal needs the best. So with that being said, just lastly, I have included our company website that will have all of our current positions available for you to view and apply online. And it also gives you a little bit more history and overview of our company and what we do in the commercial HVAC industry.
That's great. Thank you, Lauren. I received a tour of your Minneapolis location a couple of years ago for the tour of manufacturing, and I have to say it's a beautiful building. I was really impressed by everything in the plant, and so I was looking forward to having you here today. Pam, are there any questions coming in for Lauren?
Yes, a couple other questions that you didn't specifically cover. Is there a corporate office in Minnesota for someone who might be interested in more of a corporate career? And also, do you have any IT positions?
Yep, so Unison's corporate office is actually headquartered right here in Minneapolis. And then we do have another corporate office, or Greenheck's corporate office in Schofield, Wisconsin. But as of right now, we aren't hiring for any office positions, but we're hoping that will be changing here over the next month or so. So definitely keep an eye out on our website. You can set up alerts. So if there is a certain position that you're looking for, you'll just go in and put in your filter options on what that position is. And as soon as that job is posted, or if a relevant job is even posted to that, you'll get an email sent directly to you.
Good, thank you. Anything else, Pam or Lauren, you want to add before we go on?
How about any third shift positions that are open right now near St. Paul?
We don't have any positions open in St. Paul, but we do have a couple of third shift openings available. So we're about 15, 20 minutes from St. Paul. So we do have quite a few team members that commute over.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren and Unison Comfort. And yeah, so glad to have you. I would like to move on and invite Andrea Mondry now of Wells Fargo.
Thanks so much, and thanks for the opportunity to join your group today and talk a little bit about Wells Fargo. I just wanted to give a little introduction here. Like she said, my name's Andrea Mondre, and I've been with Wells Fargo for 14 years, specifically 12 years within recruiting, but all within the umbrella of human resources. So my goal today is to talk to you about Wells Fargo, the diverse range of career opportunities that we have available through our different lines of business, and specifically talk about my group that I support and career opportunities and career paths within Wells Fargo Home Mortgage and Community Bank. Now that I've kind of given you a little introduction about myself, I do definitely want to introduce you to the Wells Fargo company and who we are. So, here at Wells Fargo, we all play an important role in reshaping the company, and our new expectations really guide how we'll conduct ourselves, how we work with our colleagues, and how we make decisions. So, the expectations are really clear and straightforward, and they hold everyone accountable for doing what's right and doing it well. So you'll see here on the slide with who we are that we have the following expectations listed. So embrace candor, do what's right, be great at execution, learn and grow, champion diversity and inclusion, and build high-performing teams. And this is expected by everyone in the company at Wells Fargo at every level and every role. Next slide, I want to share a little bit about our different lines of business and kind of give you a look at what variety we do have. So our different lines of business really make up more than 265,000 team members in our company. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a part of the Consumer Banking Flex team, as well as a part of Community Banking Regional team. And I just kind of wanted to highlight those two areas here, more specifically with consumer lending. With consumer lending, I did want to share with you that this group really includes, home mortgage, home equity, dealer services, consumer credit cards, rewards and enhancement services, and then personal credit management businesses. To give you kind of a quick snapshot of its size, the consumer lending group has more than 7.9 million credit card accounts, just to give you a feel for that. Our consumer banking line of business, majority of the hires that we do there are within our branches. So teller, personal banker, service manager, branch manager positions, customer service representative positions is what consumer banking, primarily what I recruit for within there. But of course, you can see on this slide that there's different subdivisions of that in which we're hiring as well. So just to kind of give you a snapshot of the different lines of business or umbrellas listed when you do go to our career website, and then subdivisions that you can review as well, depending on your interest. In addition to that, on the next slide, I did want to share with you kind of our extensive presence throughout the United States footprint. So you can kind of see here that the red dots make up our Wells Fargo bank stores, and then specifically Wells Fargo home mortgage stores are kind of those orangish colored dots across the footprint. So just wanted to really give you a good visual of where Wells Fargo sits within the footprint. The next slide here that I wanted to talk a little bit about are benefits. So here at Wells Fargo, we definitely want to be an employer of choice where people feel included and valued and supported, and where people are respected, and we work as a team. So with benefits, we do offer benefits for full-time and part-time employees. We have veteran resources, we have employee assistant resources, and then you can see in the purple there, kind of around the wheel, all the other benefits that we have. We do have paid time off. We have commuter benefits for those that may need public transportation to get to work. We have adoption reimbursement. We have a 401k match plan up to 6%, health benefits, medical, dental, vision, tuition reimbursement and scholarships, which is wonderful for those looking to either start or continue education as they build their career, and then just various discounts and savings through other avenues as well. Now, if you're interested in applying to Wells Fargo, wanted to share a little bit about our hiring process with you. So basically, you'll want to go to our careers website. You'll fill out and submit an application. Once you do that, Wells Fargo will you'll receive a confirmation email indicating that Wells Fargo did receive it. Depending on which line of business and the type of job title that you're applying to, you may be asked after you submit your application to complete an online assessment. Typically those assessments, we tell candidates to leave about 30 to 45 minutes to take those assessments. Definitely do it on a computer, not a smartphone or a tablet, and really set aside time not to be distracted. as well as some lines of business do have what we call an on-demand video screen. So let's say you're interested in a teller position, you submit your application, you take your online assessment, and then you submit your on-demand video screen. That video screen will be asking you some specialized questions around your work history experience. Typically, it's about a half-hour time frame, and then you'll submit that. Either way, after you kind of complete those sub-processes, the recruiter or hiring manager will be able to review your profile. So everything gets kicked over, and then we would reach out to you directly if your background matches our hiring needs and bring you through the process, whether that would be an additional phone screen if needed, or an interview as well. So that's kind of our hiring process. I did include, our wellsfargojobs.com link within the presentation, so you can definitely go to that to view our jobs. Like I said previously, do support consumer banking as well as consumer lending, but there are many more job opportunities available at Wells Fargo. We are essential workers, and we are hiring for various lines of business. And so I just wanted to put that out there. I did send over to Liz as well a flyer regarding a job search agent, which is information on how to really set up an automatic search function. So you receive email notifications when specific job titles within your area of interest or even in the area in which you're willing to commute will send over to you so you don't miss out on any job opportunities. There's also information around line of business breakdown and gives you a little blurb on what they function on in case you have more questions around that or you want to explore new areas as well. But that's the information I wanted to present to you today about Wells Fargo and our company. So if there's any questions, I would love to field those at this time.
Thank you. Pam, are there any questions coming in?
Yes, we have a few questions about weekends. Are those required of all positions or some positions?
Right, great question. Yeah, they're required with some positions. So for example, our branches, we do have weekend hours. Typically some branches are open 9 until 2, or they might be open 9 until noon. Weekends are definitely done on a rotational basis, and so they are required as part of the shift schedule. But if there's any type of accommodations that need to be made, managers are really good about accommodating those and rotating people throughout the weekends. We are closed on Sunday, but yeah, there are specific job titles depending on what you applied to. I would just say you'll definitely want to pay attention to the shift that's listed within the job posting and see if that makes sense for you.
Great. And does having an employee referral help in the hiring process, Andrea?
I think it's great to have a referral. If you definitely have that connection, it shows that you've been building a relationship. It shows your interest. As far as, moving forward within the recruitment process, it really depends on that candidate pool in which you're situated. So, and, the experience that's within that pool. But we definitely look at the candidate referrals and who's coming in, and we make note of those as well. So if you definitely have a referral or you've been working with somebody, I would encourage you to ask if you can use them as a resource and put them on your application. It never hurts.
Great. Thank you very much for joining us today and representing Wells Fargo. Sounds like a great number of jobs.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Next, on to something different. I'm pleased to welcome Heather Schultz from DecoPac. Welcome.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you. So we haven't been on here before, so I am really excited to tell everybody about DecoPac. So who are we? We are the world's leading provider in commercial cake decorating products to commercial bakeries throughout the United States, parts of Canada. We have about 30,000 customers strong. We also have a partner sister company over in the UK, and we have a subsidiary company in Tacoma, Washington. So a little bit about our history. So we did start in 1919 as McGlynn Bakeries, formed by the McGlynn family, in particular Bert McGlynn. Some of you that maybe grew up around here might be familiar with the name McGlynn, as they did integrate into the Target stores, into their bakeries. McGlynn's was also the frontier on cake decorating right in front of the customers, so people could see their cakes being decorated in front of them. So in 1982, the McGlynn's recognized the need to create a company to supply some of the products that their bakeries might want right to their bakeries. It really started as an internal unit, but as other retail bakeries saw the product and were interested, we started supplying to those bakeries as well. So that brings us to present day. Again, we're the world's largest supplier of those commercial grade cake decorations. Our headquarters here is in Anoka. We do have everything here in our headquarters. So we have our design and development department that design each of our pieces from concept to our licensing that work really hard. So we have access to all those big names, those products, and then all the way to our distribution center. So let's talk a little bit about what we're hiring for. So we have some full-time positions as well as some part-time positions. So within our full-time positions, we have our distribution center, our warehouse. We run only first and second shift, and we only operate Monday through Friday. We do not work weekends here. Our first shift is a shipping clerk, and that availability is Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. That position does start at $15 per hour. And then we also have the same type of position on our second shift. Those hours are also Monday through Friday, but they're from 3:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. And that also starts at $15 per hour. However, we do add a $2 per hour shift differential for a total of $17 per hour. A little about those job duties in the warehouse. It's mainly picking items, pick and pack items from several different diverts in our warehouse that uses a highly automated conveyor system using a barcode scanner. Our next position is bilingual customer support. So we do have customer service here where we take orders over the phone. Also, customers can submit those via website, fax. But our customer support center is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and they do work on Saturdays 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are looking for customer support reps who are fluent in both English and Spanish. No call center experience is necessary. We do all of the training here on site. We do ask that people do have the ability to maybe troubleshoot some basic technology as well. So a little bit about our part-time positions. So we do have part-time in our distribution center as well. So we have a first shift, and that just runs a couple different shifts. We do Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays for 24 hours a week, or just Mondays and Tuesdays. So we're very flexible with our part-time. That is also 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And then our part-timers do start at $16 an hour as they don't have the time off benefits available to them. Our second shift shipping clerk is Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or just Mondays, Tuesdays from 3:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. So we do start that at $16 per hour, but then we do add that $2 an hour shift differential. Next slide. So why work for DecoPac? You know, we talked about we're in the business of celebration. It's fun. It's really fast paced. We move, we pivot. During COVID, we've found ways to try and pivot with our customers and what that looks like. A lot of the big chain bakeries inside of grocery stores, they were deployed to other areas of the grocery store. So we're coming up with our customers and some great new exciting ideas like at-home baking kits that they put together for customers to pick up. We also provide benefits. So with our full-time, some of the benefits we provide is a zero deductible medical plan paired with dental. We also offer vision, life, disability, as well as participation in our 401k, which does come with a match. Our part-timers are still able to contribute to and participate in our 401k plan. Again, same thing. They're able to do that at a match. Also, the third reason is our exciting products. We're right on the forefront of trend. We have our whole design and development team are constantly staying in front of trend. you kind of get the first peek of what's new, what's exciting out there. Okay, next slide. So if you are interested in any of these positions that I've outlined, please feel free to go to decopac.com/careers. If you'd like to contact our Human Resources Department here, that's at dphumanresources@decopac.com.
Thank you. That's a lot of great information. It's amazing to hear that you have zero deductible for your medical too. So yeah, that's fantastic. Pam, do you see any questions for DecoPac?
I do have a couple of questions, Heather. Do you have any product development positions open, or might you in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. Right now, we do not. We do not. We are full on our design and development team. We do have a couple other positions that I haven't highlighted here. We do have an accounts receiving collection specialist. We also have a maintenance mechanic as well position available. So all those positions are also available at that decopac.com/careers.
And Heather, are there ever customer service positions that are not required to be bilingual?
There are. We do have some English only speaking staff, but we are really needing the bilingual customer support techs right now.
Okay. And any positions that a person could do from a seated position?
Our customer support center is seated, and actually all of our workstations are also outfitted with electronic desks so they can stand or sit.
Very nice. And any sales positions?
Not currently.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, it sounds like a very family-friendly company that you really value your employees. So that's great. And Michelle asked, is there only one location? You only have the one in Anoka, correct?
Yes, all of these positions that we outlined are in our headquarters in Anoka.
Great. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to all 5 of our companies. Many of the positions sound really, really good. So I'm so glad that you were able to come. You know, there are always virtual career events going on throughout the state. My coworker Chet is here today, and he was going to highlight just a couple of other virtual career fairs in other parts of the state coming up.
Thanks, Liz, and thanks for all who attended today and our employers. We have started to develop virtual career fairs at the regional level to connect employers in different parts of Minnesota to job seekers right in their backyard. And those will complement these statewide career fairs online. So I've put in the chat box an announcement for attendees with the link that lists all of our virtual services, including the virtual career fairs by region. So, for example, this Wednesday we have a virtual career fair for the Brainerd Lakes, North Central region of Minnesota. A week from Wednesday, we have another career fair for the Bemidji area. We also have career fairs scheduled in Monticello, in the Twin Cities, specifically for healthcare, and several others. So I encourage you to take a look at the link. And if you are from part of Greater Minnesota or somewhere outside the metro or the metro itself, we have career fairs being stood up specifically for where you live. So if you have any questions, please throw it in the chat. But thanks again for being here, and we look forward to serving you more in the future.
Thanks. Yeah, and I know some of companies themselves are starting to figure out how to do drive-through hiring events and online hiring events too. So on that link that Chet put in the Q&A, some of the individual companies are putting their information too. So it's a great calendar. Next week, our topic for this Monday's event that I run is going to be around personal care attendants. And you might think, oh my gosh, no, I'm never going to be a personal care attendant. But I invite you to tune in just to learn a lot more about the industry. My eyes have been opened about all of the possibilities just from working with the recruiters. And also, if you have young people who are going to college looking for a part-time job that is flexible, that works with them, I'd encourage you to have them register and attend next Monday's event. It's going to be really fascinating, really interesting. As always, follow Career Force MN on your favorite social media platform. We've got a lot of events and a lot of reminders and information that continue to come out through social media. And give me a call or give our help desk a call or email me at liz.jennings@state.mn.us, and I can help you get in touch with whoever you need to contact to find another job. So thanks again to everyone, my colleagues and our companies who are on the call. And best of luck. I'll hopefully see you next week on the Virtual Career Fair. Goodbye.